The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah. Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Connecticut in the building. Just Cole in the building. My guy, what up, brother?
What's good, Gabe?
How are you? Well, a few
I'm
things.
good.
Congratulations, because you just graduated. Right?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You said University of Miami, correct?
Yeah, University of Miami.
That's like in Miami, or that's the one in Ohio? Because I know there's like...
Yeah, nah, that's the official one to you. You feel me?
That's the one with the U in Miami, actually in Miami, right?
The real one.
Okay, the real one. Yeah. Nah, because you know what's funny? When I was looking up colleges, when I was getting ready to go to school, I looked up university. I was like top party schools, and like the first one was University of Miami, but it was like the one in Ohio. And I'm like, oh, they just be baiting people, thinking that they about to go to school in Florida.
Nah,
and they go to school for
shit. They
Ohio.
catching everybody with that one.
I ain't gonna lie, but you said you graduated with Pharrell. How did that?
I mean, we was in the same graduating class, so at the same time. So it was last week and shit like that. So we got a master's in Master of Arts in Music.
Oh, congrats, man. That's hard.
Nah, it's dope.
4 years?
Like it took like 18 months. 18 months.
Not bad.
Yeah. Masters is faster than the bachelor's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because bachelor's 4 years, and master's like 1 to 2 years.
Yeah. I did my bachelor's at UConn. Yeah.
So what was your decision to go back for your master's then?
So I could take over the game, like just really learn like how a label needs to operate. You know what I mean? I'm still independent, so just knowing how all the copyright laws and just knowing how to collect revenue and all the audit and just where the money is coming from. You know what I mean? If you're independent, you got to know all of the channels where you could earn your money from, sync licensing opportunities, just different, different shit that, average people ain't thinking about. So
wow, so they put that all down to you in those courses?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of law-based courses and everything like that. So I just wanted to be in tune. So, I'm set here for longevity.
That's tight. I ain't gonna lie, send me that program. Because actually, that might be something that I would actually want to do.
Nah, I definitely do. A lot of it is hybrid, so I know you traveling a lot, so you could get it done with a busy schedule and shit like that.
Oh, so were you out here when you were doing it?
I did a few.
Were you actually in...
I went to Miami for a few, but most of it, I was in LA for most of the classes and shit like that. So
right.
It's a good program, though. I definitely recommend it, you know what I mean? Like, for something just to add on and really just get that knowledge, because look, what you got established is something that you want to take to the next level. So
right.
I recommend that for you.
So you make the move. When did you make the move to LA?
I moved to LA after I graduated in 2018 from UConn. Like, I just needed a new change of scenery. I'm from Connecticut. I got tired of like kind of commuting to like New York. To be real, like, so I was just like, let me just move to LA and just try something new. So I just moved out there, no job, no nothing, couch surfing, just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Just sleeping in studios and shit like that, just trying to get my name out there, collabing with producers, collabing with artists until I got to the right point.
So you were homeless out there for a little bit, just kind of jumping from couch to couch?
Yeah, for like the first few months and stuff like that.
Damn.
That's a typical artist grind.
I feel right. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of, for some artists, that's just kind of like part of the story.
Yeah, it's part of the story. It's scary, but like, I mean, at that point, you super young, so you got no fear. You know what I mean? Like, you're fresh out, so. Yeah,
because, like, when you graduate college, you're, like, what, 22, 23?
Yeah, 22.
So you can still do that shit.
Yeah, you could do that. That's the time to do it. I wouldn't do that shit now.
I was about to say, we're the same age then, because I graduated in 2018, too. So, like, once you hit, like, 25, 26, it's like, nah, bro, I need the bed.
Yeah, need the bed for sure. You know what I mean?
But once you, like, what was, like, the moment that you felt like you kind of actually, like, had your feet, like, firmly planted on the ground out there?
Honestly, I was working a lot with the labels and stuff. Like, I landed a few opportunities at the labels. I bounced around from, like, Interscope, Motown, got to work under the CEO at Motown, stuff like that. So, like, the knowledge and just seeing how a label operates, it just kind of motivated me to kind of want to do it on my own. So that's why I wanted to start Cold Music Group, which is my own independent label. So to help develop the next generation of artists. You know what I mean? I'm an artist as well, but, like, I always had a niche for, like, finding the next talent and then wanting to be involved. So I feel like if you're going to take your business serious, you need to learn everything. So that was, like, what encouraged me to go back to school.
That's tight. I think, like, it's important, too, because, like, it's like, when we go to school, like, they don't ever teach us the things that we need to know.
Yeah.
And like, the music industry is just like that, too.
Yeah, you gotta go out of your way to learn extra things. You know what I mean? If you want to really, you know what I mean, have longevity in it, it's not going to just be right in front of your face. You got to take the extra mile.
Right, like, even with the music industry, not everything is, like, firmly written out in front of you, and no matter what no matter what lane of the industry you want to be, like the artist, A&R, X,
I done
Y,
played
and Z.
every card coming up from, like, intern, you know what I mean, rising my way up. So it's just like it's it's definitely a ground and it's a commitment. You got to really have a passion for it. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean?
What would you say, like, if you were talking to your younger self, what would be one thing that you would want your younger self to learn quicker?
Um, Definitely have the patience because I'm a very impatient person. So I feel like I stressed myself out a lot of times where I really didn't have to because I was very impatient and just thought things were gonna happen overnight. It don't happen overnight, but like if you look back, like every 3 6 months, you'll see the growth and like the people around you will tell you like, damn, bro, you did this, and it's kind of you blinded at the moment because you're so caught up in trying to, you know what I mean, do the next thing. So I feel like the pace that I was going was like crazy. So like I wish I could have just like actually enjoyed it because there's a lot of shit I did that I don't remember. 'Cause I was so
Right.
stuck in the moment, you know what I mean? So like I wish I could, you know what I mean, just actually live it.
Right. I be thinking about that too. Like I was thinking about that the other night. I'm like thinking about like trying to remember some of the shit that like I've done, and I don't remember those moments anymore because I was so like, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's
Yeah.
next? You're always on to the next thing.
Always trying to set something next, right? I mean, it's good to always have goals, but it's just like you gotta kind of slow down sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with this project you got coming up, so I just found out the name when you walked in. Sold the Dream EP with Coke
Yeah.
Boys.
Coke Boys dropping it. Shout out to French for the co-sign too. Like French been a good mentor to me and just showing me how to navigate through this industry. You know what I mean? He's like almost 20 years in now. So my goal is to have that similar type of longevity. You know what I mean? Like he got a crazy catalog. So I can only hope the top something that close. You know what I mean?
Right. How did that first come about? Is he like hosting the tape? Is it distroed? Like,
So it's gonna be distributed through Coke Boys Records.
okay, tight.
So and we also got some records and shit like that that we working on too. So hopefully they hit this summer. You know what I mean? Get them out this summer. But it's definitely, you know what I mean, that time to build a brand and there's a lot going on this summer. So definitely want to stay active.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
Did you reach out to French first? Did he find you, or was it like kind of like some
We
industry
actually
shit?
we actually linked in. I ended up going to his crib in Calabasas. Just chopping it up on some like old Coke Boy shit. Like I was a fan of the music growing up, so I just kind of
course.
like, you know what I mean. It was like a nostalgia moment. So it's kind of like he saw like the, you know what I mean, like the inspiration and like the hunger that I had, and like just really wanted to bring me on his team and kind of just mentor me. So like I help him out with a lot of stuff too as well. So I got a good relationship with him.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
You said you helped him out with some stuff?
Yeah.
Like on like a branding side, or?
Just you know what I mean, just you know what I mean on the ideation and staying active. You know what I mean, just keep him active. You got to put the battery pack in and keep him active. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel that. I
the
feel
battery
that.
pack. So you know what I mean. I'm fresh. I'm fresh out the slum. So it's just like keeping him going and that motivation. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you have that much success, it's still hard. It gets, you know what I mean, it gets tough. So having somebody that just appreciates you as a mentor and to move to the next level and shit like that.
Right. I feel that like and even with kind of like you coming out of like Connecticut, like that's cool just to see how far
Yeah,
you've
like
come
French
too.
lived. That was basically his second home. You know what I
Connecticut
mean?
for real?
Second home. French was in Connecticut every weekend. So like I saw that shit growing up. French and Max B lived in Connecticut. So it's just like I told myself if I ever got the opportunity just to work with them, I would never take it for granted.
I don't know
So
if they were ever out there like that.
nah, they was there, bro.
That's crazy. You didn't think
Yeah.
everybody goes to Jersey, but
Nah, Connecticut second home. Telling you, all you heard was French and Max. 10, 15 years ago that they was making their rounds. So that was a big like influence on like me growing up in high school. The Coke Boy tapes, you know what I mean. That's all I listened to, especially on the iPods back then.
right.
We don't got them no more, but the iPods was big back then.
Right. I'm glad to see. I'm glad like you telling the story about Connecticut too, because I always say when Connecticut artists come up here, like I know it's hard to make it out of Connecticut. So whenever people do, it's like we should be
Yeah,
like, should be
nah,
celebrated.
it's definitely a celebration because it's really like it's no outlets. That's why we have to come, you know what I mean, to the
New
city
York,
to
LA,
tap
yeah.
in with people like you and stuff like that. But I mean, we got a lot of artists coming. I could say this, like the past few years, I've seen a lot of good things coming out of that state. So hopefully we could make a stamp. You know what I mean? It's a small state. You know what I mean? We heavily are influenced by New York, but hopefully we could just make a name for ourselves and just grow and have more platforms there for artists to come up.
Right. Like I think one artist specifically was like Perry, who's been up here. Who I
Yeah,
know
Perry,
I know
yeah.
you know Perry too.
Yeah, I got a few songs and records with Perry. Perry's my dog. Like we do a lot together and stuff like that.
Right, like, and also, like, I say that you need more of that, like, collaboration in Connecticut, too.
Yeah.
So, like, you could eventually get to that point where it's like, okay, now there's, like, a foundation for a bigger community of artists and whatnot.
Nah, for sure. You know, like I definitely like I ain't got no ego. I'm down to collab with whoever. So it's just like, as long as you got the work ethic and you willing to put in the work, you know what I mean? I'm down to work. You know what I mean? That's just the type of person I am.
Right. With also I saw my boy Jordan Ward follows you. What's your friendship with Jordan?
Oh,
What's
Jordan
that?
Ward. Actually, I met him when I was at Interscope during that time. Jordan is super talented. Like I met him when he was dropped. I forgot what one of his early projects, probably like 3-4 years ago. But he's been doing his thing. You know what I mean? Traveling. Shout out to Tim Glover. I think that's his A&R. I used to work with Tim Glover back at the Interscope and shit like that. So I got the the opportunity to meet Jordan Ward.
That's
And
hard.
He's super talented. He's going crazy. On tour and shit, all the festivals. So shout out to Jordan Ward.
You really done a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah, I've been through it all, bro. Like you know what I mean. My name flying. So it's just time to me to make my own stamp now. You know what I mean?
Right. With the new project, I was gonna ask, you got anybody on it with you?
Just me. Just me
okay.
for right now. I think I will do a deluxe with some features on it though.
Okay.
But for right now, I just want to put the vibe out there and just, you know what I mean, let my audience come to me and then just cater to that. If they want a deluxe or if they want a part 2 of the tape, something like that, I'm gonna give it to them. But like the summer is definitely gonna be mine as far as just releasing and being consistent, like little EPs. You gotta be consistent as an artist nowadays because your catalog is what is streamed. So if you have no music on the Spotify, you don't have nothing in your store.
Yeah.
So you want to stay active as much as you could. So that's really my goal, creating content and putting it out, not just holding on. I got thousands of songs that I'm sitting out, but it's like, what is that gonna do? You know what I mean? Now it's like catalogs are streaming higher than ever. So I just want to get the music out and support and get to touring.
Right.
That's really my dream is the tour.
Right. I was gonna say, like, you mentioned multiple EPs, so this is just the beginning of the.
Yeah, this is just the beginning of the series. So the Soda Dream is kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just everybody kind of sold a dream or things like just seem like a facade. So the lane I'm going with this tape, you know what I mean? It's definitely a lit up vibe tape, but the topics that I'm talking about is like that lit shit that people want to hear. You know what I mean? If you hear it, you just gonna bob your head to it no matter what.
Right.
Yeah, this is shit that people gonna Shazam. Like, who that? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's the goal of this tape. You know what I mean? I want people to be like, who that?
Word, man. Well, I'm excited for all that.
No, I appreciate it, bro.
And we're gonna have your freestyle up on streaming platforms too, so y'all can go check that
yeah,
out. Once that's
definitely.
live,
Make sure
so
y'all
go
check all that out.
Before we get out of here, right? Okay, so tape is coming this summer. What else you have planned for the rest of the year? Before the other EPs, of course, too.
Definitely just, you know what I mean, build my team up, do more shows in the city. Like I spend a lot of time on the West Coast, but I'm back on the East now. I really want to just make my stamp here. Like this is what I'm influenced, like heavily influenced from New York, you know what I mean? Like my favorite artist is Nas and shit like that. So I just want to get back to my roots, you know what I mean? Get my pen up again, you know what I mean? And just continue to stay active.
Word, man. Well, I'm excited for you. So by the time you see this, again, freestyle out now. So go check that out.
Check it out.
Let the people know where they can follow you. Anything else you want to let the fans know? Now is the time to do that. This camera right here.
Follow me at JustCode, JUS.CODE. And the EP is coming, So The Dream. So make sure y'all tune in. Yeah. Shout out to Gabe on the radar. It's been a great experience. And it's going to be a lot more Just Code. So look out for sure.
Just Code, So The Dream on the way. Distro by Coke Boy. So make sure you go follow him, go run up the freestyle, go run up the project when it's out. Go show him some love, go show him some support. Love is free, support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Just Code, Connecticut, on the radar. We out.
Code.
Oh my God, love.